Hey, this is Annie, and today we're going to be talking about that
I feel like giving up
feeling, because in truth, that kind of sounds like a good idea sometimes. But also, it's because the creative journey is one that's laced with rejection, failures, and uncertainty. It'd be like that. But even with all of that, there are still glimmers of hope and light. And it's kind of like how I have a glimmer of hope and light that you'll hit that like button. So let's get lucid and navigate this feeling together. To start off, we always have to ask the question of, why do I feel like giving up? And that's actually a feeling that I've been feeling quite often, and I think it stems from this feeling of, does what I do even matter? Because it feels like I spent so many time and so much energy on creating something, and to be quite frank, I'm not really seeing any results. The metaphor that I have is that I'm throwing things into
a black.
And if I'm getting really into it, then I feel like giving up becomes a question of, do I even matter? Because does the work I create even matter? I think what's happened in the moment is that I've planted a bunch of seeds and I'm not seeing any bloom/growth, and it just feels the same or even worse, because I feel like I've put all this energy and all this time into it, and I'm doing things differently, and I'm still getting no results. So tip number 1, growth/changes take time. So if we go back into the metaphor of growth/blooming, what we can see is that in order for something to grow, you have to nurture it, and that takes time. And that goes for anything in your life that you'd like to see grow. So that's the first thing to remember, that growth and changes take time. And on top of that, there's this quote that says that if you're not growing, don't change the flower, change the environment. The other thing that happens is comparisons. It's kind of related to the video of my work sucks. It's when you look at someone's work and then all of a sudden you're like,
Oh snap.
they did such an amazing job.
Why should I even bother?
Or it's when you look at their following count and you're like,
holy crap, they have so much followers and so much fans, and I have
so little.
Or it's even the amount of likes you get on your picture, even though it doesn't matter, / there are times where you're like,
Dang, this doesn't feel good.
And that can be super discouraging. But here's the thing to remember, and it's actually a quote: don't compare your behind the scenes with someone's highlight reels. A good quote that I heard and I keep in mind is, keep your eye on your own paper. So what that means is to drown out the rest / the rest is just noise, and just focus on what it is that you need to do. And in general, this quote is about not comparing. Another quote that's kind of similar is, stay in your own lane. And that just means stay focused on what you are doing. And in a similar breath, it just means ignore the rest / ignore the noise and just keep going. So tip number 2 is to keep focused and keep going, because only you can create what it is that you came here to create, and no one else has that gift but you. No one else can do it the way that you can. And lastly, one of my friends actually mentioned the importance of community, and I think the importance of community is one that's super relevant, because no person is an island. And when you have that support system, the feeling like you want to give up totally lessens, because at the end of the day, no one can really do it on their own. And connections are super duper important, because that's the reality that we live in. Our reality is entirely made up of connection. And if we want to throw in a quote, if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you go together. So there's another quote that's also connected to this, and that's the quality of your life is directly connected to the quality of your relationships. So think about that, because not only does it mean the relationships to the people in your life, but it also means the relationship you have with yourself. Those are some of the tips and tricks to navigating this. So tip number 1, be patient, because things take time to grow and to change. Tip number 2 is be focused. And tip number 3 is to connect and keep building those relationships with yourself and with others. And a really important final note that I have, and that is in regards to purpose. What is your intention? Because according to Kathy Heller, what she says is that the opposite of depression is indeed having a purpose. If this video helped, please do like and share and comment and subscribe, because that actually helps my channel grow, and of course keep shining and keep striving for lucidity. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around for the next video, whatever that will be. And yeah, take care, and I'll see you then. Bye.